session. Please welcome Charlie Apthorp. He's going to be talking about NFT growth. He's going to be giving you a masterclass on NFT growth. Give him a round of applause.
Hello, how you guys all doing? Thanks for coming out. It's very early in the morning, but yeah, so we're here to talk about NFT marketing. So it's obviously a very, very difficult thing to do. I think if it was easy, everyone would be doing it, and everyone kind of is. A bit about myself. So I'm a co-founder of a marketing agency called Athena Labs, which is probably the second biggest Web3 native marketing agency in the UK. No one's really counted, but yeah, we're growing pretty quick. And yeah, we have done quite a lot of work helping market and grow NFT projects, advising on projects. I think probably the most interesting project I did was the Ukrainian government's NFT mint. So I was one of the advisors on that meta history project, which drove about $2.5 million for the Ukrainian government. So I was an advisor on that project, not a lead, but yeah, I'm drawing from a few experiences, including that. So yeah, here's what I'm going to talk through very, very briefly on each point. So firstly, positioning. Like, what is positioning, right? So you've got to find your audience. You've got an audience there, and you've got to situate yourself in relation to it. And you can position yourself in many different ways in relation to that audience. But the first thing is you need to know where it is, and you need to understand that audience. So there's lots of different types of NFT collections. I've made a point here by talking about Crypto Club Global, which is a fantastic crypto private members club in Soho that I was delighted to be one of the early members of. And the point is that's like a Soho members club, but they monetize through an NFT collection. So you can market NFTs in many different ways, attach them to services and stuff. What I'm going to talk about primarily today is your more classic like PFP membership collections. If you're trying to position even on those, work out your audience. So you're going to go for a premium audience and have a smaller collection, or you're going to go for a much larger collection and lower your price perhaps. That's really, really important. So know your audience, know where you stand in relation to them. A key kind of takeaway tip on positioning is the different NFT audiences on different chains behave very, very differently. So if you're marketing to an Ethereum audience against, let's say, an audience on Algorand, they actually just fundamentally are different audiences and to be thought of differently. So if you're positioning your NFT collection correctly, be chain specific, be L1 specific in how you do that. That's like, I can't emphasize the importance of that enough. Build a framework, build a positioning statement. Your positioning statement is just your thing in one sentence. And that brings us on to the second point, which is branding. I'll try and run through it pretty quickly. Be able to deliver your branding. If you're doing visual branding, you need to be able to deliver that branding. Have in-house designers or have an agency that's able to produce lots of content within that aesthetic. It doesn't matter how good your brand deck is if you can't produce the content looking like that. So think about it functionally. Be like, this looks great in principle, but can we actually make lots of content like that? It's a collection one of my friends did. It had a meme-y kind of aesthetic. He could churn that out. But key tip, I was talking about that positioning statement. The best positioning this guy did was actually about the language. So he'd use all these like NPC bits of language and stuff, and he could just write a tweet that was along with his brand aesthetic because of the linguistic positioning. So focus on language, people miss that. Timing, yeah, so super important. You're not going to mint out if the conditions aren't friendly. So try and move fast if the conditions are friendly, and then if not, delay, change your pricing based upon the markets. I wouldn't say go up, but don't be scared to sort of reduce your pricing if the conditions become less friendly. Twitter, okay. 75% of NFT marketing for PFP collections is Twitter, for sure. Some people like Reddit would disagree. They just marketed a huge NFT collection, not calling them NFTs, off Reddit. So, that's definitely changing. But big PFP collections are driven on Twitter. You've got to spend time on Twitter. You've got to comment. You've got to engage. Yeah, threads, short videos, Twitter Spaces. Look, this is a whole other thing, so I'm not going to deep dive on this. Where I can add a bit of value, I think, is the next point, which is influencers. It's one of the biggest mistakes I see people make, which is they go and just spend exorbitant amounts of money on NFT influencers. I mean, like, people will go and spend like 100 grand on like an influencer campaign that lasts a week. And I sit down with them, I'm like, look, if you're taking anything away from this, take this away. Your job as an NFT marketer or a digital marketer is to create a consistent uptake of engagement like that, right? So if you have a bunch of traction that goes, boop, like you've achieved nothing. Like, because when you come to mint, that traction isn't there. So you need to titrate your engagement rates through boosts like influencers in relation to your timeline and your mint date. Right? Which basically means splashing a load of money on an influencer, thinking that a month down the line, everyone's going to remember you because of that uptake. isn't true. Like on a data level, it doesn't play out. The engagement rates don't retain this kind of increased level. So what I always recommend doing is going for low budget, high volume influencers. That means find really cheap influencers and spread them across. That has an impact on timing, but it also has an impact on risk, which means if a few of them are not good, you haven't put all your eggs in one basket. So definitely like go low budget, high volume on influencers and be chain specific. That's what I said earlier in positioning. But like an influencer who's focused on a BSC audience or an Algorand audience needs to be used to target that audience. So if you're picking your audiences correctly, you should pick your influencers within them. You can actually do list farming. So you can find a Twitter list with all the influencers kind of on who are big in that chain and just go through them. A classic kind of cold start technique, because a lot of people are like, how do I cold start? How do I go from 0 to 1 on Twitter? Is get a kind of giveaway post being like, you're going to get some like Ethereum if you retweet this, and then get 3 or 4 small influencers to reshare that. And then obviously that gets an initial boost, and then people reshare that for the giveaway reward, and then you've got going there. Attach some good creative to an influencer post. It's obvious, but if you're going to put some boost on something, like make it cool, make it a cool video or a cool bit of creative that's topical. Partnerships. So what you can see there is BAYC partnering with Rolling Stone. I'm assuming that's not relevant to anyone listening this who's trying to do a collection. But you could do a lot smaller partnerships. An idea I really like for a partnership is thinking about a retweet as a partnership. So if you've got like a minor celebrity, like there's a musician called actually I won't say his name. There was a musician we were working with on a collection, and we like took some of his NFTs and remade them and edited them and made them look cool, and then made a video out of it and edited some of his music onto it, and he retweeted that. So that was kind of PR, kind of a partnership. But like we didn't need to go and be like, hey, like can we get on my car? Can we make a deal? We just like made a cool video that he liked and sent it to him and retweeted at him, and he retweeted us. That was basically unofficially a kind of partnership in a way. But if you are going to do partnerships, remember like where's the mutual benefit? Like if you're going to go to another community, what are they going to gain? If your NFT collection is made by an AI or some kind of tech solution, leverage that. Like go to other people and make, use the product to remake their profile pictures or something like that. So just think what's your value add and how do you bring that to different communities? PR, I think PR is a bit overrated in NFTs, to be honest. Like the Ukrainian government NFT mint have loads of PR. It was in like Forbes, the Times, the Financial Times, like everything. And it didn't like convert that well. I don't think people read like an FT article or like a Forbes article and then kind of like go to OpenSea and hit mint, So this is a guy I know who did the PR for Anthony Hopkins NFT mint. So that kind of helped, right? But I'd say, at what point are you better off focusing on PR and not your bread and butter of like Twitter and Discord? I'm not sure. I'm not convinced. Like I'd say go for the simple stuff. And yeah, Discord, that's the other 25%. It's quite hard to get right, but get great community managers on and just have them living and breathing on that Discord server. Set up different channels, like a shill channel, a community channel. Then you want to like tier your channels and be like different roles, get access to different channels. The kind of NFT audiences really like this. Set up automations, like auto-verify automations, this kind of stuff. Make it secure. Here's a key takeaway on this. Don't ban anyone. One of the first projects I was kind of involved on, we had some guy come in and just start chatting absolute rubbish and insulting us and stuff. And my temptation was to like grab the ban hammer. My friend was like, no, if you ban him, you will destroy the credibility of this project forever. The audiences will never forgive you. So never ban anyone unless they're like doing something really bad, like committing fraud or insulting people and being like racist or whatever, right? If they're just insulting you and giving you FUD, just take it, try and befriend them, try and answer their questions. I can't tell you how empowering that is. Oh, referral, right? This is like an R curve. So this is like an exponential. This is actually how I modeled like the coronavirus. So get people on your Discord and say if you invite people, you'll get onto a whitelist and get a different role. And get everyone to try and invite 5 friends. If you've got 1,000 people and they each invite 5 friends, you've got 6,000. So your fundamental thing you look at is, are people sharing it with their mates? Are they engaging your content on social media so other people see it? And if you can create an exponential and just continue it to grow, like it will grow like that. And referral is one of the most powerful ways to do that. Invite comps, whitelists, using automations. Finally, I got about 30 seconds, but your roadmap. Have a good roadmap. Don't be silly of it and say you're going to send rockets to Mars. Start looking at it early. And my final takeaway is if you are going to do an NFT collection, it all begins with the mint. you do all the work and you finally mint out, and that's day one, because then you've got to keep that collection going. You've got to maintain that floor price. And it doesn't end with minting out. It starts with minting out, and that's your responsibility to your community to continue doing the work after the mint and to support that project. Thank you very much. This has been fantastic. I'm Charlie Apthorp from Athena Labs, athenalabs.com. Check us out. Thank you very much. Cheers.